Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I got another Power Rangers Super Megaforce review for you today. Yes, I know Dino Charge is in full swing, but we still have Super Megaforce stuff that's been pending. I've actually had these Ranger Key packs for quite a while. I just never got around to reviewing them. So here they are. This is Wave 5, I believe, of the Ranger Key packs. So we got a whole bunch of Ranger Key packs, at least one for every season. But we have even more. So we have now some of the 6th Ranger packs. We have 2 from Mighty Morphin, one representing the White Ranger and the Green Ranger, and then we have the Super Megaforce Silver Ranger right there. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. So here they are. So same packaging as always, except instead of having a Red Ranger, we actually have somebody different there. So that's pretty cool. I do like how they sort of changed it up there. Again, Legendary Ranger Key pack, and they have the season logo right there. So this pack comes with 3 different Ranger keys. So we have a regular yellow Mighty Morphin key, so that's pretty cool, as well as a translucent Mighty Morphin white, and that looks like a translucent Mighty Morphin red as well. So that's kind of neat to get some translucent Ranger keys as well. And then the back basically shows you, a whole bunch of Ranger keys and all that other fun stuff there. You can use the keys in the key scanner app as well, and it'll, morph you into the Ranger and all that fun stuff. I am actually not going to show you the key scanner app in this video. I know I've done that for all my other reviews, but to be quite honest with you, that part of my reviews just drag. You know what it is. It's going to take a picture of me, morph me into the Ranger. It's not really that big of a deal. It's not very fun, and it just takes way too long, so I'm going to skip that part. I will show you the code on the Ranger key, so you can scan it for yourself if you want. But I'm just not going to do that in my review, so I apologize in advance if anybody, is upset by that. But I will show you the keys, and I'll do comparisons and all that fun stuff, so I still will show you plenty. And I'll show you the sounds that it makes in the Legendary Morpher as well. So here is the 2nd key pack with the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. So this comes with a regular Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger key, as well as a translucent green and blue Mighty Morphin keys right there. So that's pretty cool. Same back right there. And then for Super Megaforce, we have a Silver Ranger key pack. And interestingly enough, there's no regular keys here. These are all translucent. So the only way to get a regular Silver Ranger key is, I believe, with the Silver Rangers Morpher and the Toys R Us exclusive Legendary Morpher set with 20 Ranger keys. So those are the only ways to get the regular key, but if you get the pack, you're going to get a translucent one. I believe it'll still play the same sound. So if that's what you're concerned about, you'll get the right sound, but it will obviously look all translucent. And a translucent Super Megaforce Pink and Blue as well. So yeah, interesting choices there. Lots of translucent keys, which they do look pretty cool, so I'm excited about that. So let's get these open and we'll take a close-up look. Alright, we got the Ranger keys out of the packaging. Here they are, and they all look pretty cool. I'm definitely excited about these. New Ranger keys are always a good thing, so that's definitely pretty cool. So let's start with the Super Megaforce pack right in the middle. So you got your Super Megaforce Silver Ranger key right here, translucent, and it definitely looks very interesting. So yeah, pretty cool. You can kind of see like the insides of it. The back plate right here is completely solid silver, and then you have gray right here, but the arms are translucent. And the helmet is actually translucent too, which actually looks really cool. I am digging that. That is really cool. Just the reflections or something, because you have a nice black and gold paint on there, and it just really shines, and it's actually a neat Ranger key. I'm very impressed with this. Pretty cool. And in case you want the actual, oops, and I'm dropping it already. I do that a lot, apparently, in my videos. There's the actual QR code right there if you wanted to scan this for the Ranger Key app. And so, yeah, pretty cool. Definitely really interesting looking. For comparison purposes, here is the Silver Ranger Key, the regular one right there. So the sculpt and everything is, going to be the same thing, just obviously instead of having silver all around, you have the clear translucent plastic. Even the legs are translucent on this guy there, so you can kind of compare. And the back part right there. Same silver that they use for the back, although this Ranger key part here is silver, whereas this one is gray. So that's kind of another little comparison there. So they're both cool. I do like this key, but this one's actually really neat. I am a big fan of that. I think it's pretty sweet looking. So, alright, we'll take a look at the sounds a little bit later. I just want to focus on the keys themselves first. Here's the translucent Super Megaforce Blue Ranger key. again, the translucent nature of the keys really makes them shine. So he also has a solid back right there and a gray key. But the light as it shines through the translucent piece just makes it look really neat. Blue's my favorite color in general, and I always love kind of the blue they use here. It just looks so cool with the light shining through that. That is great. Alright, here's the QR code for that if you would like it. It should be the exact same QR code as the regular Super Megaforce Blue Ranger key because, again, the actual app is not going to differentiate between translucent or non. So you have that right there. I'll just grab one of my Super Megaforce Blue Ranger keys right there. There are numerous Blue Ranger keys, of course. I have like 4 or 5 from different toys. Those two look about the same. I'm trying to get a couple different ones to sort of compare. That one looks about the same. And let me just try this one here. Alright, so this one, these are kind of different here. So if you look at the chest piece, I'll kind of organize it like this. Because these two, I'm going to put this one down for a second. These two are quite similar. The design of the chest piece right there, but then when you add in this top one, if you look at like the thickness of the line and then the thickness of the gold pieces there and compare it to that, that is off. So there's so many variations. I don't remember which one is from what. Actually no, this one I think is from the Ranger key pack maybe because it has a little number in the middle of the key there. But there's so many different variations of it, so it's hard to really fully compare. But the key on its own does definitely look really nice. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. Pretty cool. Alright, and we have Super Megaforce Pink right here, so definitely nice to have more female Ranger keys. I believe I only have one Super Megaforce Pink Ranger key. Actually, well, I have two. I have one that came with like one of the costumes with no gold. So here's the regular one for comparison, and then here's the one that came with the costumes with like no paint. So just for a comparison real quick, you have those two right there. So, pretty interesting. But here's the translucent one up close. And again, the translucent nature of them definitely makes them almost shine a bit more in a way because the light kind of reflects through them and it makes it look really interesting. So let's flip this up. And there's the QR code right there if you would like that for the Pink Ranger. Yeah, really cool. I'm a fan of these translucent keys. Definitely really interesting. It would have been nice for the back piece to be translucent too, because you would have been able to kind of see through it a bit more. That would have been kind of neat, but no big deal really. From the front though, it's fully translucent, and that's pretty cool. Alright, so on to the Mighty Morphin packs. We'll start over here because we got the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, all translucent looking. Definitely pretty interesting. So again, these also have the solid back plate right there. The Mighty Morphin Red Ranger's helmet, I've always thought it looked a little just odd. Like something about it just seemed a little missing, but that's pretty much standard across all the Mighty Morphin figure releases, so that's no different there. So for comparison's sake, there's the regular Mighty Morphin Red Ranger release right there. And I'll throw in the metallic one that came from the metallic Mighty Morphin key set right here. So pretty cool. I think this one's probably the best just because you can see more of the helmet sculpt. But this key though is pretty cool, the translucent key. It definitely looks really neat, and I'll show you the QR code right there. Alright. Pretty awesome. We have the translucent Mighty Morphin White Ranger. So again, they're going with kind of the clear translucent look for, I guess, for silver and white. They decided to go make it clear. He's almost actually glittery inside too, which is very interesting. Yeah, definitely very glittery inside. You can see it through the arms and everything. So that's an interesting look for him. All the complete solid backplate there. Oops, and I dropped him again. See, what is it with me and like dropping stuff in my reviews? I'm just like that clumsy apparently. The helmet sculpt looks interesting as well, so pretty cool. Nice, you know, solid shiny paint that they use there as well, which is always cool. And there's the QR code right there if you would like it. Yeah, I mean, all in all, really nice key. I really like the clear ones more because they just look really neat. And I have the regular White Ranger key for comparison there, if you wanted that. And back, of course. So both look great, and I have the metallic one from the metallic Mighty Morphin set also. So 3 different kinds right there, which is pretty cool. Okay. And then lastly, in this pack here, we have the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger. And this one's special because it's not translucent. And they did that because this is the only way to get the regular Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger key, actually. In fact, the only other way to get any sort of Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger key was in the metallic Mighty Morphin set, which was what, a Comic-Con exclusive or something, I think? So I have the metallic set right here. And the metallic set was nice. Definitely looked great. Very shiny and everything, and pretty cool. So I'm very happy with that. But I was hoping they would release a regular one, because the yellow and pink never got regular releases. We got ones for all the boys, but not the girls. And finally, we do now. So yay! Finally, a regular release of Mighty Morphin Yellow. And you can get this in stores, and so you don't have to worry about getting that exclusive set, which probably, you know, costs a lot. So definitely nice to be able to have this option. And here's the QR code for the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger right there, if you would like that. So yeah, definitely pretty cool. Nice helmet sculpt and everything too. I think it looks really nice. Another good Ranger key. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to jump over to this key pack, and I'm actually going to jump over to the Pink Ranger here. So here's the other regular release. So this pack is the only way to get the regular Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger key. And it looks pretty nice. The other one from the other set was the metallic one right here. So, again, it looks nice, the metallic set, but it's just not the same thing. Yeah. My only gripe with it is the helmet is like twisted a little bit, if you notice. You can't notice it too much from the front, but like from the back especially, like you can see it's like twisted a little bit. And I looked at all the other key packs that they had in my store, and they were all kind of like that. So I don't know if it's just a widespread thing with the Pink Ranger. It's a little odd to me. So I don't know what's going on, but oh well, you know, I'm not like too picky on that stuff, I guess. But yeah, so here's the actual QR code for the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger right there. Pretty cool, and they got the white line there for the skirt and stuff too, so yeah. All in all, another solid Ranger key. And so now, between these two packs, I have a full version of the Mighty Morphin team in regular colors and in metallic colors, which is really cool. So I'm excited about that. And actually, well, no, not translucent, because I don't have translucent yellow and pink, so I don't have a full team of translucent Mighty Morphin, but that actually would also be another neat thing to have. Here's your translucent blue Ranger key for Mighty Morphin, which also looks really cool. Is that some... Yeah, he's got like a splotch of paint on his side there. That's really weird. Oh well, for me, if I'm like looking at it straight on and it looks fine, I'm not too concerned about it, but I'm sure some people, you really got to keep an eye on some of these Ranger keys. Some of the paint jobs and some of them are a little off, so you just got to pay attention to that stuff. That's the only gripe there. And then here's the QR code. But again, really cool. The blue looks great as a translucent color, and yeah, I'm definitely a fan of it. And, oh, did I do a compare? I didn't do a comparison with the actual regular release. So here's the regular Blue Ranger. Oops. And then I have the metallic Blue Ranger right there as well for comparison. So all great Ranger keys. Really cool. Okay, and last and possibly also least, we have the Green Ranger, and I say that only for the actor's sake. I love the actual Green Ranger suit, so if we're just focusing on that part, then pretty cool. This one's definitely quite translucent. You can really see through that green, so you see all these lines right there in the legs. You see like the hole in the back there where the screw kind of goes in, and he's glittery too, so both of the Tommy Ranger keys that are translucent are very glittery. So is the Mighty Morphin white key. So that's interesting. Nice shiny gold paint that they used for the shield there as well. Here's the QR code right there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, all in all, pretty interesting. And how many Ranger keys am I going to drop in this video? We should start like a counter or something. Here's the regular green Mighty Morphin release right there, so you can kind of compare. quite a bit different because the translucent color they use for the green is very translucent, so definitely a noticeable difference there. I have a metallic version of the key right there as well, so you have that comparison. And I even have one from one of those single Ranger key giveaway packs. So the translucent green that they used for that pack looks to be quite similar, I think, at least the bottom piece. Although the gold, they didn't outline the gold on this shield there, and the inside looks different, kind of. This has got some other like white thing inside of it, or I don't know, interesting. And obviously it's lacking all the other paint on this version of it. And then the back piece here was all translucent. Oh, that's probably what it is. They used completely translucent plastic here, whereas they had solid colors on this guy. So both are kind of interesting. I like the translucent back right here, which looks kind of neat. But from the front, this one's just missing so much paint, so I definitely like this version of it right there. So. But it's nice to have different variations of the Ranger keys, I suppose. That's always kind of neat. So yeah, so those are those right there. Now, as far as the Legendary Morpher goes, right? So you have the Legendary Morpher. Let's turn this on. Okay, the sounds that these guys make. All of the Mighty Morphin Ranger keys are going to make the same exact sound. They'll all make the same sound. I'm just going to grab the Mighty Morphin White Ranger right here, and I'll show you. They all have the same exact like holes and everything right there for the key sounds. So let's do this. That is loud. I think I grabbed the one that I just got from the Toys R Us set with the 20 Ranger keys. So it's the new one, and it's very loud actually. So yeah, so there's that. So all the Mighty Morphin keys just say Mighty Morphin. Oh, I forgot. And the second time around, I meant to do this again. There you go. That's what they say. They do the Mighty Morphin communicator beep, of course. Nothing new there. As far as the Super Megaforce keys go, they each have unique sounds for each Ranger. So here's the Blue Ranger. Some of the new Ranger keys get a little hard to use the first time. Okay, Super Megaforce Blue, and then Super Mega Jets, which is his Zord. Alright, then we have the Pink Ranger. Says Super Mega Sub. Alright, and then last but not least, we have the Silver Ranger. So I wonder what he's gonna say.
Super Megaforce. Silver.
Of course, you got Silver right there, and then you can do it again, and it actually won't have another sound. See? So it basically just says the same thing again. So the Silver Ranger key for Super Megaforce is unique in that it does not say the Q-Rex Megazord or anything like that, because this is not his actual main Morpher. He has his own Morpher, so they only give him one sound in it right there. So that's that, folks. Which, by the way, if you have all the Super Megaforce keys and you do all 5 of them, it plays a certain phrase, I think, and all 6 of them another phrase. I can't remember exactly. One of them says Legendary Megazord, something like that. So just, I've done that in a previous video. Just kind of wanted to briefly mention that. But yeah, that's that. These are all of the Ranger keys in the new packs, which are definitely pretty cool looking. So I'm very happy with these packs. If you're looking to complete your set of Mighty Morphin Ranger keys, then these packs are a must-buy right here to get those. This pack really, you can get all the individual keys on their own, the regular releases of them. These are just all translucent releases. So if you want like newer, fun-looking Ranger keys, then they all look great, so you can go for it, but they're not like a necessity specifically. So if you're trying to save money and only buy certain key packs to get certain Rangers, these are the ones with the regular releases of Mighty Morphin Yellow and Pink. But this is all just translucent variants, basically. But that's that, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I will see you guys later. So just as a fun little treat, here is the entire team of Mighty Morphin Ranger keys, all the regular color releases, not the metallic versions. And they all look great, definitely so cool. I absolutely love having full teams of Ranger keys. It just looks fantastic. And guess what, folks? This is not going to be one of the only few Ranger key teams that we will have completed, because guess what? We got more Ranger key packs! Yes, Ranger key packs! Look at all these Ranger key packs! So many more on the way. 6th Rangers and all sorts of other colors. Oh my goodness, I am excited. More Ranger key pack reviews on the way, so get ready, stay tuned. Check out The World of Ha on Facebook, check out theworldofha.com, and more reviews on the way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.